topic, as I already explained, is biological warfare. So what I'm going to do is go around to some people on campus and randomly ask them some questions. And I have the questions here on my nifty handy dandy little sheet. So I'm going to read to you what those questions are before we ask the people, so you know what's going on. First question, do you know what biological warfare is? What is your definition? Number 2, do you believe that biological weapons are severe in consequences, easily accessible to anyone who wants to attain them, and a possible reality as an alternative to other more commonly used weapons? Number 3, does this type of warfare concern you? Why or why not? Number 4, with all the current terrorist attacks, do you see biological warfare as a major threat to society now? Number 5, what is your reaction to all the recent smallpox and anthrax scares? How does it make you feel? And number 6, this is the last one. If you got a letter in the mail with anthrax powder in it, what would you do? Not immediately knowing what it was, would you treat it as a hoax or a joke, or as reality? How would you handle the situation? We're going to take these questions. I want to go find some people. Come on.
Hi. I'm going to answer these questions on this fun little questionnaire that I got. Okay, the first one is, do you know what biological warfare is? What is your definition? To be truthful, I really don't know exactly what biological warfare is, but I'm gradually becoming more familiar with it. Do these have to be long? Well, okay, so my definition of it would be biological warfare would be some other type of warfare other than a battle or something other than, like with the whole anthrax stuff. That would be my definition. Okay, do you believe that biological weapons are severe in consequences, easily accessible to anyone who wants to obtain them, and a possible reality as an alternative to other more commonly used weapons? Okay, let me read this question more in depth. Yes, I don't.
Makes sense.
I think are severe in consequences. Okay, I think they can have severity. Easily accessible to anyone who wants to obtain them. I'm not quite sure about that they're easily accessible, but I think that they could be an alternative to other kind of. Okay, hopefully that answered the question. Does this type of warfare concern you? Why or why not? Do you mean concerns me, like, personally, or concerns me, like, does it concern me knowing that it's out there?
All the above.
Okay. Well, it concerns me knowing that it's out there, obviously, because it's scary, and it's not something to take lightly. So, that concerns me, but it doesn't concern me, like, personally, because... How? Because... Ew, these are wet! Because, there could be anthrax on that flip-flop, so... that kind of, is gross. But anyway, yeah, so it concerns me, but not, like, personally, unless someone that I knew or that me would, like, contact one of these. But anyway, number 4 is, with all the current terrorist attacks, do you see biological warfare as a major threat to society right now? Okay, I kind of answered that in the last one. So, yeah, I do, but it kind of is so, like, not where everyone is. I don't know, it seems like it's kind of, you're, like, detached from it, so it's not, it doesn't seem like it's that major of a threat, but I mean it still is to those who are in high positions and stuff like that. What is your reaction to all the recent smallpox and anthrax scares? How does it make you feel? My reaction is just that it's not good, obviously, and it doesn't scare me or anything. It just is kind of like, okay, it's there, I should be aware of it. That's how I feel about it. And if I got a letter in the mail with anthrax powder in it, what would I do? not immediately knowing what it was, would you treat it as a hoax, a joke, or as reality? How would you handle the situation? I'm not quite sure, but I would probably not want to open it or not touch it.
How would you know, though?
I wouldn't. I'd have to, take it. I'd probably take it somewhere, like the hospital or something. I don't know. If somewhere who would know where and how they could figure out what it was. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't treat it as a joke unless for some reason I knew that someone was playing a joke on me, like at school or something, because they hinted about it or whatever. But if it was like a marked envelope and it didn't look like a hoax, I would be like, this is not cool. So yeah, I would handle the situation in that I would first figure out what it was before I freaked out. Unless of course it was making me really sick, and then I would freak out. But obviously, I wouldn't do that right away.
What is your definition of biological warfare?
Biological warfare? I have to say that it deals with uses of biological stuff and using it in war.
One time I had this biology teacher, and he went to war. So that must have been biological warfare.
There you go.
Does biological warfare concern you? Why or why not?
No, I'd have to say. Just because it's not affecting us right here in Lancaster, I guess.
I would have to agree with Pam. I'm going to say no because that takes a lot of finances and technology to create biological weapons.
Oh, does it?
Well,
Do you think?
I'm under the impression that it does. Apparently I'm wrong.
Okay.
But running with my current theme, I was assuming that it was expensive, and I was assuming that it
That
was
was a good
hard.
assumption. That was a good assumption.
Thank you.
Yes,
And we all
continue.
know what
Okay, moving right along. With all the current terrorist attacks, do you see biological warfare as a major threat to society right now,
No.
as opposed to the past?
Well, I didn't until you corrected me on my last answer, so now I'm really scared.
Okay. What is your reaction to all the recent smallpox and anthrax scares? How does it make you feel?
All tingly inside.
Do you care?
Warm, fuzzy. I do care. Do I think I'm going to get anthrax in the mail? Probably not. I don't see
I have
myself
to agree.
I'm not a significant world leader, so I'm pretty
But neither
sure
was the
it's
chick in Jersey, and she got it.
The chicken?
True.
The chick, the girl in Jersey.
the girl. Female.
And
Okay.
like that old reporter lady. Somewhere, she
But
got
she's
it.
a reporter,
Well,
so she
I'm
has...
part of the elect, so if I get it, I'm going to heaven if I,
Amen,
whatever I do it.
sister.
Thank you.
Hey.
Okay. If you got a letter in the mail with anthrax powder in it, what would you do? Not
Lick it.
immediately knowing what it was, would you treat it as a hoax, a joke, or as reality? How would you handle the situation?
I'd give it to my roommate to look at it. Ask her to lick it.
That's a good plan.
I don't know. I'd probably...
I would treat it very cautiously because I
It
tend to be a
depends.
cautious person, so...
I don't know. It depends on when I get it. It had to be a part of the situation. I guess if I received it, then I'd take it step by step. I don't know.
People seem to be very unattached to this biological warfare thing. They just don't seem to care. What's the deal?
We love you.
Do you know what biological warfare is? Yes or no?
I think
Okay, Colin, give me your definition of it.
it's like using chemicals and stuff that can kill you by breathing and makes you sick and stuff like that
Okay.
to attack people and kill them.
Okay, good. Do you believe that biological weapons are severe in their consequences? Do you believe they're easily accessible to anybody who wants to obtain them? And do you think that they're cheap? What do you think about them? Do you think this is something that could be easily done?
I wouldn't say easy. I think that if you really wanted to, you could probably get access to it. You'd probably have to come up with a plan and figure out where to go and everything. What was the first part of that question?
What do you think the consequences are severe?
Yeah, I do. I think if someone ever really got the idea to do it and went through it full force, then it could be very severe and detrimental to a lot of people.
Does biological warfare, does it concern you? Is it a big concern to you?
No.
Not really?
It's not.
Okay, well, why not?
I'm kind of from the whole thinking that, I don't know, things don't happen to me. Kind of like, I know I'm not indestructible, but I just kind of take that might happen to other people some other place, but it's probably not going to affect me in my life. And Hanover, Pennsylvania is probably not going to be the big biological warfare attack center of the world.
Okay. So, you might have to rephrase this, you might have already answered this, but what is your immediate reaction to all the recent smallpox and anthrax scares? Because they are real. I mean, even this chick in Jersey got it, and, it's been kind of, speckled around.
It definitely has me thinking more, and initially I was kind of nervous, but I mean, I just feel the chances of me getting like an anthrax letter or something is rare. Like, it's probably not going to happen. And so like, it definitely has concerned me more, and I'm kind of nervous with like all those psychos out there and like what they can get their hands on and stuff like that. So it has made me more aware, but I'm not out buying gas masks or anything.
Right, so you're not so that concerned?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say you got a letter in the mail. Didn't think anything of it, went to your LBC mailbox, open it up, and there's some powder in there. But what would you do? Would you take it, immediately, not knowing what it is, would you take it as a joke or a hoax or as reality? How would you handle this situation?
I'd probably call home, in which case my parents would probably make me go and try to get it worked out. But the whole time I would be thinking it's a hoax and not real. But I'd probably go and get it checked out to make sure it was nothing.
Do you know much about anthrax? Like, do you think if you were to touch it, you'd get it right away, or?
Well, I know that it's like carried on like spores, and it's not like contagious from person to person, but it can like stay on clothing and stuff for a long time and everything.
Good.
I don't know all that much, but
That's good. All right, thank you so much, Lana. I appreciate it.
you're welcome.